Yo, what's good, y'all? Man, we got Severance season 1, episode 8 breakdown, recap, review, plus theories, man. I like the other one I did last Friday, man. So might as well do another one, y'all. So yeah, it was good. This episode too, same with the other ones, and all the other ones. It was some good episodes, man. But hey, ain't gonna lie, it was with a cliffhanger. Since I wait till the whole week for the last episode 9. And might be season 2, but we see how episode 9 folded and shit. But that's with the cliffhanger, man. I was like, he did it though, but then he was with that credit. I'm like, credit scene and shit. I'm like, damn, y'all ain't right though, man. Y'all ain't right. So hey, like it up, sub, and yeah, let's get it.
Our job is to taste free air.
Taste
Your
free
so-called
air.
boss may own the clock that taunts you from the wall, but
my friends, the hour is yours.
Hey guys, Pete here. Today I'm talking about Severance episode 8, which was the penultimate episode of this amazing first season. And to me, What's for Dinner felt more like a part 1 of 2 because it ended on this big cliffhanger. The show
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so this is part 1, and part 2 is not season, but episode 9, because they did, it hits with that cliffhanger. I was like, damn, bro, like, I want to know, did it work? But it did work because he hit it on time though, for it went, same type shit.
Ton to speculate on. It's been a great ride, and we are hoping that we'll get some answers in the finale. But where this was left, I think we need to temper our expectations. We're gonna need a season 2. A lot did happen here, though.
Yeah, we do need a season 2. That's why I was like, I think everybody watched it. Yeah, everybody did, because he watched it, I watched it, a lot of people did, But we need a season 2 ASAP. Okay.
And I'll be recapping all of it. I'll come back around and tell you what I think it means and look at some theories right after this quick spoiler warning. If you haven't watched Severance Season 1 Episode 8 yet, then this video won't be for you. And with that out of the way, let's get into it. The episode opens with Irv's Audi. He has a dog, he kind of looks like an artist, and he drinks coffee at night in his normal-looking apartment where he has a room where it looks like he paints the same painting over and over again. While listening to the Ace of Spades by Motorhead, he uses thick black paint to bring to life what at this point looks like the hallway to the break room. It's not, and we will come back to what it actually is, but he's obsessed with it, and we do get some idea of why he's falling asleep on the job and where this black goo...
Yeah, that's what I was saying, too. I'm like, that's where all that black shit come from, because he that painting and shit. So that's
imagery
why
that he keeps seeing comes from. Plus the black that we saw under his fingernails. It's pretty exciting. We're getting some payoff there, and also...
That's what I'm saying. Just, all that black shit is his painting, the painting shit.
The hint that there's obviously some crossover between his innie and Audi, in that he's painting something from the severed floor. There we find out.
That's why I was wondering, like, if that's the Audi, how do he know it's the elevator? Like we saw a couple minutes, towards the episode 8. But it's like, how he know? That's what I said. So it's like they know something about the job and shit. Where they work at. The outside Audi and shit.
Now, a couple of days have passed. They're at the end of the quarter. Everyone's in the office, but only Helly's at her workstation because it's down to her to be able to finish on time so that they can make their quota. She does eventually do that. She's rewarded
100%.
with an animation of Kier himself that's almost like a video game end screen. And everyone's in high spirits. And when Irving says, "So it's on now," we can see that they're ready to move forward with their plan. Mark goes in to see Harmony. She's in a great mood. There's some talk about who's going to get the waffle party, and he suggests Dylan because of their plan. And she tells him to go to wellness for an end of the quarter session. When he gets there, he finds out that Lumen has hired a new wellness director and that Ms. Casey will be retiring at the end of this session. She just found this out. He feels responsible, but she still tries to go ahead and give him a session, telling him nice things about his Audi. He interrupts her and says he's going to try to talk to someone, and she tells him that she really liked being in the office with everyone in his department that day. She knows she's strange. She says that her life has only been 107 hours long, and most most of that has been in these half-hour sessions, which I guess explains the idea of a part-time innie. She goes further to say that for her, her favorite time was that day that she spent in their department watching Helly. It was the longest that she's ever been awake. Cobell is watching all of this, and Mark thinks there must be something they can do. And when she asks why he cares what happens to her, he says because we're people, not parts of people.
No one saying they basically ain't like robots, pretty much.
Can just turn you off. She tells him that he's nice, and Harmony sighs audibly in front of her screen when that happens. And we notice that Milchek's there, and he says, you know it's good, right, that they don't remember each other. It means the chips work, it's a win. And this doesn't do much to explain why it is that she looks like his wife Gemma. In response,
I think it is though. That's why I said when I saw the picture like the other episode we did last week, I like, yeah, it gotta be. That's why he said that shit. Like, oh, the shows work because it is. You know, it's his wife. No cap.
To that, Cobell tells him to take her back down to the testing floor, and it's hard to get a read on what's going on with her in this moment. She looks pained. She says it slowly, and it all leaves us with a lot to speculate about. We do see Milchek escort her to a doorway. It's got a long hallway inside, and as she starts walking down it, she turns to him and asks him if he knows if she's happy up there. She's asking about her Audi. He gives her a pat answer. He says, of course you do. You do lots of wonderful things. And when she turns to continue, you can see that she has a tear in her eye. She tries to turn again and looks like she wants to say more, but he cuts her off saying that he's sorry, he just has so much to do today.
He don't got nothing else to do. He just said this is go on that elevator, cut off and shit.
Hey. At the end of the hallway, she enters what is basically a secret elevator.
Yeah.
And when the doors close, you see that this is actually what Irv keeps painting, not the break room hall. So just an amazing amount of WTF right here, and I'll have to come back to it because there's still a lot to get through in this recap. As Mark is asking everyone if they're still sure they want to go through with the plan, Milchek comes in and asks if any macrodats are ready to party. Dylan will get his waffle party at the end of the day, and the rest of them get to enjoy the pre-waffle party egg bar social. And Dylan gets an additional prize, which isn't revealed until later.
Yeah, they ain't revealed it. I was like, what is though?
She finds Natalie in her office holding pictures of Helly's suicide attempt. She admits that it happened and asks if Milchek gave her the photos. Natalie also mentions that they know she's been spending time at the house.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. And she probably don't think that they been looking at her the whole time. Like the whole time they been looking at her as like going to Mark's room, going to Mark's family, you know, being a nurse, you know what I'm saying. They've been looking at the whole time, and she just realized like, oh damn, they've been looking for her, you know, at me for a minute. So she don't know like they was on her like glue and shit. You know what I mean? They ain't like, she did not know that.
To Mark's
so
sister,
she realized, like,
and then she tells her she needs to be suspended from her position immediately and that she's fired. From what we
suspension and then fire. Damn.
know about Cobell, this is essentially the end of the world. She looks horrified. Yeah,
boy, she crazy in two looms. That's what I gotta say. She crazy in two looms, y'all. No cap.
Asks if the board is even there, and then you hear someone answer yes in a quiet voice that comes from the speaker.
Yeah.
She tries to go over and compose herself, saying that she can explain everything to the board tonight, and Natalie just says the board has concluded the call. Milchek gets pulled away from the party to walk her out. He takes her security card, and she just sort of walks out the door to the stairwell without saying anything. You do see that she has a meltdown in the car.
Yeah, she went crazy.
And when she gets there, she starts trashing the place, including her shrine room. She destroys the shrine itself, and then falls to the floor holding the blue tube that the Charlotte Cobell bracelet was sitting on. You see the innies go over their plan before they get ready to leave. After the waffle party, Dylan will take the card and go into the security office. The plan for when it goes down is for each of them to go to someone that they think they can trust and tell them everything. They don't know how long they're going to have, so they have to be ready for anything. Mark pulls out Rickon's book thinking he's the only one who read it. But as he reads the passage, Dylan joins in and helps him finish it, saying that page 197 slaps at the end.
Yeah.
Irv goes up first, and as Helly's getting ready to go, she comes back out of the elevator to give Mark a kiss just in case they don't come.
I don't like, but I've been on that like a little connection going on. You know what I mean? Type shit. I kind of feel that shit. They had a little connection. They just keep looking at each other and shit. Okay.
Back. Or she says, I don't know in case we do. And they were building up this chemistry with them over the last couple of episodes. There was a scene earlier where they were staring into each other's eyes almost lovingly. And this could make things interesting if Miss Casey comes back into the picture. On Mark's way out, you see that they're changing the sign out front to say, Welcome Friends of Lumen, and this all seems like it's related to the Egan family gala. Dylan is escorted to the Perpetuity Wing, and you learn that the waffle party takes place in the replica of Kier's house that they have there. It starts out fairly normal. There's a plate of waffles.
Yeah, there's some weird shit. They start dancing somewhere. I'm like, what the fuck going on with this shit? I'm like, what the fuck going on?
He puts some syrup on them and he starts to eat. As he's finishing, you see there are instructions printed on the plate. It says, go now to the founder's bed. There he finds a Kier mask that he puts on, and on the bed there is a cat of nine tails whip with the 9 core principles printed on each of its palms.
I see it.
Music starts playing and we get some dancers, and there's this crazy juxtaposition of them wearing sexy costumes with giant creepy masks. Now, it's hard to say what exactly is going on here.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on too, man. I said the same shit while I watched that motherfucker.
But this is clearly a reference to the painting that we saw outside of the wellness center.
Oh, yeah.
Except with the notable addition of lingerie. It's really a shame that Dylan's the one who's there because he's already seen this. I would love to see a first-time visitor experience this because I'm sure it would be a lot like how my reaction was to it. What the hell is going on here? Dylan is just indifferent, and then as they're finishing up, they notice he's already left.
Yeah,
and they see him walking away carrying his box. He's got stuff to do.
I've spent my public life in a bathing suit. From now on, I am gonna be the serious.
On the outside, we see Mark knock on Cobell's door. He's headed to Devin and Rickon's party, and she asked him to come over and double check if Mrs. Selvig was interested in coming. She would have been busy at the gala, but now she turns out to be free, and after turning him down initially, she changes her mind, deciding to drive herself. Mark arrives first, and he's greeted by Rickon, and it dawns on you how awesome it might be if his innie wakes up here in front of his hero. He tells Devin that they need to talk because he's thinking of a fairly major life change. Mrs. Selvig does arrive. She apologizes to Mark, saying that she had a bad day at work. And we see Irv's Audi come home to his dog. He gets a cup of coffee and he starts a new painting. Dylan makes it inside the office. He uses his belt to
he locked it up so nobody won't come in and shit. Nah, he's smart for that shit. He's smart.
Secure the door.
Yeah,
we see that his prize was a 3D block like the...
Yeah, now we find out it was that. I was like, what did he request?
You know what I mean? To secure the door. We see that his prize was a 3D...
Yeah, it was that though. I was like, okay.
Block like the one that Mark has on his desk. His image is the group photo of MDR, so he looks at that and effectively everyone else before he starts to activate the sequence. He gets everything together, and then he struggles to reach both of the override switches at the same time. Back outside, we see Harmony ask Mark about this life change that she overheard him mention to Devin. He tells her that he's thinking about quitting Lumen, saying that he doesn't know if he needs Severance anymore. She hugs him, and it seems like she's excited about this.
Yeah, because she got fired. That's why she decided. She got fired, man. That's why that's good. That's good, man. That's good.
And she says that he should do it. She says, get away from them, Mark. And her
she got fired.
Her look changes to where she looks like she's hurt, but not by him, by her experience of being involved with Lumen.
Yeah, you can tell. For I be saying, like, bro, they do some other shit, man, in that building, man. But we don't know. I think episode now, you know, they're gonna show us when they, you know, what they be doing. Unless we might wait till season 2. They might have to give us season 2 though, man. But other than that, they might tell us, but they might not. I don't know.
So right before Dylan hits the switch, you see that Mark is still in an embrace with her, Irv is painting by himself, and then you see Helly's outie for the first time.
Yeah,
she has her
been a
hair
minute.
up, she has a nice pair of earrings on, and it looks like she's wearing a dress. She's drinking a glass of champagne, and she almost has to be at the Egan family gala. The episode ends as Dylan finally reaches the second switch, and we're gonna have to wait till next week to see what happens.
Yeah, damn.
So, wow. A lot of stuff is going down.
Yeah,
As I mentioned at the
stuff.
beginning, stopping here makes it seem like we'll see what happens when they wake up, and then maybe some aftermath in the season finale. It's hard to say if that's going to get us closer to knowing for sure what's happening with Ragabi or Ms. Casey.
Oh yeah, I want to know what she gonna say. That's what I was saying. But she talking about we're gonna talk later, so probably gotta wait to episode 9 or season 2. Probably wait to season 2, probably.
Or what they do at work, or the baby goats, and so on. We're right in the middle of a big event, and I've read that the finale is only 41 minutes long. I don't necessarily see that
41 minutes? I don't think so.
as a problem. If they did answer the majority of those,
41 minutes for season 9, it must be an hour. They ain't too long though. So it might be season 2 then. They doing that shit. Might be season 2. If it's 41 minutes, it might be season 2 though. It might be. Cause that's too short. They ain't an hour. Yeah, that's a little too short. It ain't short, but you know what I'm talking about. It should be more than that.
and the other questions that are floating around, it's pretty hard to imagine how they might continue beyond that. They're just going to have a second season or possibly multiple seasons, and I'm here for that. It seems like the one major question we'll absolutely get an answer to is, what is the deal with Helly's outie? The brief glimpse that we get of her here does make her look important, and if she is at the gala, then she...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because she got the wine, she in some type of background, a beautiful background, so she gotta be somewhere up top, you know, gotta be. Okay.
He might even be part of the family. This has been a popular theory, which I think they did a pretty good job of setting up, while also adding some things along the way to make you doubt it. Seeing her in this evening attire makes me lean way more to it being true, but it's also possible that she's just someone that has influence or is connected to them in some other way. Things I'm less sure that we'll get clarification on are Ragabi and Gemma.
Oh, yeah,
Mark did take the card. He seemed interested in reintegration, so she might reach out to him. But he also told his sister in this episode that he was thinking of quitting. Plus, Grainer is gone, and Harmony is on the outs with Lumen, and that makes it hard to see how it might play into the finale. The Gemma Ms. Casey situation feels somewhat next level, and we're still not sure what Lumen is trying to accomplish through the Severance program. Ms. Casey, as the wellness director, has been retired. For any of the regular innies, that would be the same as dying, as we saw with Bert last week.
Bert, he
she
died.
also doesn't appear to have an outie, or at least not in the same way that the
Bert Dirty,
full-timers
man.
do.
My nigga Dirty,
So it's
man,
possible that they just keep repurposing her for different roles. Does that mean she's a robot, or that Gemma was brain dead and they harvested her body from the hospital? I don't think that we have enough information to tell. And then probably the most interesting new question for me was, why was Outie Irving painting the elevator that we saw her enter? As an Outie, he shouldn't have any memories related.
That's what I'm saying. So why do he got memories of the motherfucking work? So that's what I'm saying. Like, that's crazy. I don't know,
to
man.
the severed floor. And is Innie really shouldn't know about the test floor? In the previous episode, we got an indication that the chips can possibly do more than just separate their Innie and Outie memories when Helly was flipping through the manual. There were other functions listed beyond just being able to wake them up
slate
outside.
circle.
This week, as Dylan was looking for the overtime function, we saw those names again. Things like clean slate, which sounds like they might be able to reset their memories, and freeze frame and lullaby, which makes it sound like they might be able to take control of them in different ways. So it feels like we just scratched the surface as to what's really going on in the basement and below. Harmony getting canned ahead of her big face-to-face with the board wasn't something I was expecting. This could be big considering she obviously knows a lot about the company and the Egan family. Could she become an ally for her old employees? I mean, she was certainly encouraging Mark to get away from Lumen. At the same time, she's the type of character that it's hard to imagine her being anything other than who she is. But things are looking to be pretty well turned upside down. Also, It sounded like Milchek sent the pictures to Natalie, so he might just step into her role. I guess a lot will depend on what happens with her whenever Mark wakes up in her arms, if that happens. So we'll just have to wait and see. The shot with her holding on to the breathing tube, which I presume was her mother's, and all of the strange behavior related to Mark and Miss Casey certainly point to her having her own agenda. Does this go hand in hand with her being a true believer, or is it at odds with her devotion to Kier? The sensible wild speculation seems to be that she's trying to bring her mother back in the same way that Gemma came back, but who knows how that happened. So just to run back through things before I wrap it up, I guess the big question with Dylan is if he's going to get caught. There hasn't been anyone in the office since Grainer died, but there is at least a hint that 2 people were there when they woke up.
Fact, that's what I was saying. 2 people, yeah, they facts though, facts. Cause the word wake him up, that Dylan up. So I hope he don't get caught, but he probably is though. But we see.
Up at home. While they will need a replacement for Grainer next season, I'm not sure if they'll introduce a brand new character in the finale. With Irv, it was nice to see where the black goo, the dirty fingernails, and dozing at work was coming from. Also, his dog being named Radar was a nice payoff to his first wellness session, where she told him that his Audi likes the sound of radar. He appears to be a loner, so not sure what to expect when he wakes up, but there was a shot of him in a car in one of the teasers that hasn't been shown yet. I thought that there would be another interaction with Bert, considering how abrupt their goodbye was, but I'm not sure how that might happen at this point. People have guessed that Bert might be a permanent innie before he was retired, and I suppose now that we know about the test floor, he might be. I just don't know if there's enough time for him to see the paintings or something like that on the outside, and then that setting off a chain of events where he goes back to work and something could happen before the end of the season. Either way, there is a lot that's not adding up with his character, which leads me to believe that there's more going on. He might have been retired before and then came back. There's an indication that he's been at Lumen for 9 years, but only in MDR for 3. That could just mean that he was unsevered before, but it could also mean that they performed a clean slate or one of those other functions, and now his current innie is unaware of his past. Mark waking up at Rickens with Coble right there has a lot of potential. I'm most interested in him discovering that Miss Casey is Gemma, but I don't even think that has to happen in the next episode considering the setup. Although when he was talking to Helly, he said he just hopes his Audi has things he cares about, and that pretty much is it. That's really the only thing he cares about, so it's possible he could find out about her. The board is real. At least somebody responded to Harmony.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. The boardroom. That's why we finally heard somebody in the boardroom. You know what I mean? Them being quiet and shit. I mean, you could hear him, not hear him, but she can hear him, but we can't hear him. So somebody finally said yes. You know, we can hear. You know what I mean? We can hear it. Then they just went off to the headset. You know, type shit.
So I hope we get something about them with Helly being at the gala. And there's just a ton of other stuff, and I think I'll probably do an extra video this week. So I think this is a good place to leave this one. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this episode, how it changed your ideas about where this is headed, which answers would you most like to get in the finale, because I really don't think we're going to get them all. And what are you hoping?
Yeah, I don't think 41 minutes, or to say 40-something minutes. I don't think we're going to get everything, man. If it was that, I don't know we everything. It was an hour, then yeah, 41 minutes. It's not short, but it's a little bit short. So yeah, you might get season 2 though if they do one. But they probably is though, because everybody liking it and shit. You know, everybody likes the show.
See in the next season.
Shit
There's
like
got to be a next season, right? Please like this video.
Yeah, I hope so. But I mean, everybody like the show. I hope so.
If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon.
But yeah, but hey, good episode, man. A lot of shit happening, like the last one and all the other ones and shit. But yeah, good episode, man. You know, I like it. And yeah, you know what I mean. But hey, like it up, sub y'all, and yeah, alright, peace.